Hey guys, I hope everybody is doing really well. I'm doing really well, and I hope everybody is blessed in this lifetime just as much as I am. So, I wanted to speak to people who maybe feel like they're behind in life and maybe feel like they're not where they should be in life and that they need to rush, And this is coming from somebody who would rush. I always felt like I was always behind in life, and it's extremely discouraging when you're putting an effort towards your dream and you're not seeing the fruits of it yet, but you see somebody else bearing fruit and they're not, well, maybe you perceive it as they're not working as hard as you, they're not putting in the work as you're putting in the work. It's like everything just comes to them so effortlessly. And I know how it can make you feel inside, especially nowadays with social media. you know um I'm not gonna lie, it used to make me feel like kind of like a loser, or like, I don't know, like I wouldn't ever succeed when I would see people younger than me getting those nice cars, those houses, the guy, the children. And I'm like 25, 26, and they're like 19, 20, and I still don't have those things. It would make me feel like, why? What's wrong with me? Like, God, why do you hate me so much? And I speak from a standpoint of somebody who's not rich, who doesn't have everything that she wants in this moment, but it's coming. I have belief, I have faith, and I hope that this video brings you motivation and more faith in your life, and makes you, brings you comfort. That's my biggest goal from this video, is to bring you comfort and to let you know that there's nothing wrong with you. You will make it. Just keep going. Just keep going. And I know people keep saying that, and I hate when people say that to me too, but it's the truth. You're never going to see the fruits of your labor if you stop. You'll never get to see or be where you want to be if you don't keep going. And I know it's hard to hear that. Trust me. I know what it's like to get discouraged. I know what it's like when people try to talk to you and you just feel like they don't understand. You don't understand how much work I put in, this, that, and that. They're like, I know. I know. And just, what also will help you too, and especially if you are one of those people who go on social media and you see these young people having this, that, and you don't have it yet, and it really upsets you, just say, God bless them. You know what I mean? Wish them well. Support them. You know what I mean? Because whatever you put out, you'll get back. And I used to be one of those biggest haters. I'm not afraid to say that. I used to be a hater. I used to go on like Instagram, and this girl would have like, what the heck? I have like 50,000 likes on her picture or whatever the case may be. And I used to be like, I ain't liking it. She got too many likes already. What? She ain't gonna notice my like. You know what I mean? Like, I used to just be so bitter because people had what I wanted and I didn't have it. And it wasn't then until I fell in love with myself that I was like, you know what? She's gorgeous, and I would, start to like their pictures. I would start to leave comments, supporting them and things like that. It's just like, there's no rush in life. When I graduated high school, I was already living with my boyfriend at the time, and it was so toxic. But in my mind, it was like, okay, I'm out of high school. I gotta get the house. I gotta have my man. I gotta have them kids. Like, I was rushing. But I feel like when you rush, you never get to know yourself. You have to think of yourself as somebody else. Like, that's how I know it sounds crazy, but like, treat you as if you're somebody else. How you want to be treated. Treat yourself with love, respect, and get to know that person. Get to know you is basically what I'm trying to say. Fall in love with you. I feel like when we're rushing, how can we do that? If we're always worried about the next thing instead of being in the moment that you have, even right now while you're watching this video, this is the only moment that you have. This is the only moment that is guaranteed. You don't know what's going to happen in the next second. You know what I mean? Really focus on the moment and focus on you. And I feel like I said, when I got out of high school, I moved in with my toxic boyfriend and things like that. And I feel like a lot of people that were that age, well, that are like 19, 20 are doing the same thing, and they think it's just so normal to be so toxic and have these kids so early and have these apartments so early. You know what I mean? It's just like, it's not normal. You know, take time to figure out who you are before you start to invest in those things. Invest in yourself instead of the outs investing in the outside things. Invest in you. Okay, bet on you. That's one of the biggest blessings that I have learned. Yes, biggest blessings that I have learned is to bet on me, invest in me. You know, when you're tired, you don't want to go to the gym, do it. When you're tired, you don't want to film that video, do it. When you're tired, you don't want to post it. Because guess what? Another girl gonna go to the gym. Another man or girl gonna go to the gym. Another man or woman is gonna post that content. You know what I mean? Bet on you, invest in you. The house, the man, the kids are going to come to you effortlessly. Okay? It's going to come to you. Everybody is trying to grab onto things, trying to catch it, catch it, catch it, that they're not even enjoying life. It's just, oh, I got this. I got to get to the next thing. Oh, I got this. I got to the next. And I know it's hard, especially like nowadays, we do not live in the same time frame as our parents once did. They were already, you know, basically married, had kids by the age of like 28. We do not live in that time anymore. Okay, we have to work, work, work constantly. You know, nowadays, like times have changed. Don't let anybody rush you or make you feel like you're not doing enough in your life. The thing about it is, no matter where you are right now, this is where you're supposed to be. This is the plan that God already had for you in store. It may not be what you want, but it's where you're supposed to be right now. And I'm one of those people who like to observe and research life. And I always see people um, who were like down, had a bad season of life, season after season, and then they just get blessed out of nowhere. And the reason why I feel that way is because life is like a big school of lessons. And it's like once we go through a lesson and we pass that lesson, it's like the next phase of your life is nothing but endless blessings, because you've already passed the test, you've already learned the lesson. If you don't learn lessons, you cannot grow, you cannot get to the next chapter if you do not learn, and you cannot skip. You know what I mean? And when you're rushing, you're skipping, you know, the getting to know yourself. You're skipping the self-love. You're skipping getting to know yourself. But you know what? No matter how much you skip it, it comes back to you. You have to learn it. You know, it's not a lesson that you can just skip over. You know what I mean? It's not something that you can just hold off. It'll come back in your face every single time. You have to learn these lessons, okay? I know we all see people in love and all these YouTube couple channels, TikTok channels, whatever the case may be, but do not rush to the point where you get yourself into a situation where you feel like you have to do this. You don't have to do anything. You know what I mean? I feel like us humans complicate life, and life is not complicated. You know, life is nothing but a reflection of your own consequences, you know? And speaking of reflections, it gets to a point where we rushing to get that kid, to get those kids, we rushing to get the husband, we rushing to get the house, the white picket fence with the dog, to the point where we don't see our reflections in the mirror anymore. And I know what I'm about to say may sound crazy, or maybe you might get it or not. When you're in the mirror and you're brushing your hair, especially when you have that 20s depression that I spoke about in a previous video, it's like when you're brushing your hair in that mirror, you're putting on your lip gloss, you don't even see yourself. You just see what you're doing, but you don't see you. And that is something I didn't realize until I was in my late 20s, that I never stopped to look in the mirror and say, hey, I gotta work on you. I love you. You are everything to me. You are the only thing that I have. You are the only thing that is guaranteed is yourself. You know, don't ever get to the point where you look in the mirror and don't even realize that it's you. All you see is what you're doing, but you don't see you. Just think about it. It makes sense. Just think about it. But I made a video before about the 20s depression, and I'm not going to go over it again in this video. You can watch it. I'll put it somewhere. But basically, what leads to that 20s depression is the rushing. Feeling like you're not enough. Feeling like you're so behind in life, and you're not. And don't envy anybody, especially the ones on the internet. You may see them. Let me give a great example. I used to watch The Shay. I used to watch E. Kane. I used to watch Will and Live, Gold Juice. And I used to be like, man, I want to have that. Why can't I have that? I used to envy them. But now, it's like they're falling. And why? Consequences of their own actions. They're falling. It's like, don't ever envy anybody, because nothing is guaranteed except for you. Invest in you. The time that I was watching them and envying them, I could have been investing in myself. The time I was envying them, I could have been investing in myself. Don't ever think that you're behind in life. Okay? You do not need to rush. Okay? Everything is as it's supposed to be. Be content in that. Work on yourself every single day. Make a promise to yourself. I actually brought a ring. I'm not wearing it right now, but it's just like a heart. And I brought a ring that I'm committed to me. No matter what relationship I'm in, I am committed to me, because we lose ourselves so easily in things. And sometimes it's so hard to even notice that we have lost ourselves, And the biggest disrespect that you can give to yourself is not investing in yourself. Don't disrespect yourself. Don't let anybody disrespect you. And I used to be one of those women who used to be like, wow, that girl's so rude, or, why is she acting like that, or I was intimidated by her confidence. But what I realized is that you have to be one of those people to get what you deserve. So you have to be one of those people so people can respect you. People only treat you how you allow them. You know what I mean? Walk with confidence in your life. Don't let anybody know that you don't feel that you're where you're supposed to be in life. Don't let anybody tell you, oh, you're not doing enough, this, that, and a third. Don't stay in toxic relationships just because you feel like that's where you need this guy. Don't feel like you have to pay an expensive rent or hurry up and buy this house if you can't afford it. Don't let nobody tell you what to do, because what they don't tell you is what they do behind closed doors. They don't tell you how they struggle. They don't tell you how they missed a bill or missed a payment. They don't tell you none of that. Worry about you. Bet on you. Don't rush anything. And I say this because it hurts me to see all these young people with these babies that they created when they thought that, oh, I'm gonna have this, and then they don't have it, and then they're left with these poor babies, and they don't want them. They don't want the babies. Why? Because you never really wanted the baby. You wanted the dream. You wanted it because you thought that that's what you were supposed to have in life. Like, that's what life is supposed to offer you. But you don't have to have those things if you don't want them. You don't have to have those things if you feel that you're not ready for those things. People be like, oh, I'm 23, no kids, da 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 da. Baby, clap. These women or whoever on the internet telling you that you need to have babies, if you don't have a baby, something's wrong with you, those people hate their lives, okay? Those people hate that they go home and see that baby crying, screaming, and they can't have free will. Because why? They made a choice like that. But they'll tell women who don't have kids that something's wrong with them to make themselves feel better. Not all women with kids to do that. I'm just saying, like, that's what I've come to the conclusion of. and what I have seen with my own eyes and what I have experienced in my own life of someone who didn't have children at a young age. You know, people be like, oh, you don't want kids? Like, why? What's wrong with you? You don't have any kids? No, F them kids at this moment. I'm worried about me. I'm in love with me. I got to fix my own life before I can, you know, bring somebody else into this world. I'm not going to be selfish. You know what I mean? I feel like people have to really think about your life. Do not rush your life. You are where you're supposed to be. With that being said, I hope this video was helpful, motivational for you. And I'm not bashing anybody if you have children. What I'm trying to say is stop making people feel that they have to have this just because you have it. Or maybe because you're not happy with your choices. So you have to make somebody else feel like, you know, feel bad or something inside. You know what I mean? Everybody's life is as it's supposed to be. Accept everybody for who they are. Bet on you, invest in you, love on you. Okay? Now, let's see what Jesus got to say. I'm going to do a little prayer card. Let's see. I like this one. I feel this one. Let's see what it says. Be our strength every morning, every salvation in time of distress. Again, be our strength every morning, every salvation in time of distress. Y'all ain't gonna listen to God. I don't know who you gonna listen to. So, I love you. Peace, wisdom, blessings to you always. Bye.